You're just going to cut off all discussion about sewing now?
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted, like...
I don't want my street cred going away. I need people to know I'm tough and cool and not able to sew clothes because I made my own toys as a kid.
I can't sew, and that makes me cooler.
Mm-hmm. Those were cargo shorts I was talking about earlier, which apparently nobody likes, cargo shorts.
I mean, not in the winter, but...
You know what I mean?
I don't, like, I think all my shorts now are just, like, cut-off jeans, which is really silly, but, like...
Do you keep the pockets, or do you cut the pockets out?
Well, I keep the pockets, but, like, it just makes it look better.
Just like a little short.
Showing the pockets on the side. I still need to put stuff away. I still need to be modest and put my hands in them. Otherwise, people are going to think I'm the crazy person.
It makes everything a little bit bigger.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to spend a half hour talking about the art of embroidery.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't know how to do it, but let's go.
Welcome to Big Words I Know by Heart, a program of rants, raves, faves, pet peeves, personal vendettas, celebrity interviews, and anything else we can fill the half hour with. My guest today got to start doing stand-up comedy at Mr. Goodbar in the Elmwood Strip. 4 years later, he's hosting the room every Thursday for Uncle Jerry's Comedy Showcase. I can't believe I fucked up that line. He's open for Pauly Shore, Mick Foley, Kurt Metzger, and headlined at Helium Comedy Club. Welcome, Clayton Williams.
Hi.
Woo!
Yeah. Joining me in the co-host hot seat is actress, comedian, and cosplayer Becca Barnum.
Hello.
Becca, thank you for making the trip.
Yeah, of course.
How's everybody this evening?
I'm pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Good
Doing
stuff.
great.
Good times.
Yeah.
The Kurt Metzger thing, I didn't even... that was a pop-up show?
So he, the guy he tours with a lot, I know he's done Good Bar before. This guy, Rob, and Kurt was wanting to just do a single night in Buffalo, and the room was open. I have the room, so, and it was Thursday, so that's our day open, so we can just put on any show. So it just came all together like that, so it was pretty good. So.
It just all worked out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, do you switch gears on the fly based on the crowd you're performing for, or do you psych yourself up ahead of time? You're doing Helium, you're doing Nietzsche's, you're doing your own room?
So Good Bar, it's more like relaxed and chill because I host all the time, so that's my job. So it's not as serious. It's not, especially if it's just like a mic, because it's the mic usually and then it's the showcase. So usually the mic, I'm like riffing just to start the show and everything, because I'm not important to the mic. It's just like, at least not me being like hilarious. It's just
hosting, you don't get to open up as much.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, I make sure that the room is warmed up enough, and I don't want to alienate the crowd, and then if someone else messes up, I will come back and help out, or if someone has a good set, you just bring up the next person. That's my job.
Becca, how did your first run-in go with this Joker?
I think it was at Milky's, right? It was crazy. It was just the whole night. I hadn't been in Buffalo before, doing comedy in Buffalo. Completely different from Rochester.
Yeah.
Completely and totally different from Rochester. Everybody in Rochester is like, I don't want to hurt everybody's feelings. And Buffalo does not care whatsoever
We're all
about anyone.
factory workers.
They're like, screw everybody else. Fuck all of you. It was crazy.
So you're saying Rochester's better than Buffalo?
No. I like it better. I mean, personally, just because I've lived there all of my life, and I know the area mostly. People are like, hey, Becca, you should move to Buffalo, because most of the things that I do are in Buffalo. Like, I cosplay in Buffalo. I act in Buffalo. Like, everything that I have to do is in Buffalo, plus there's also already a comedy scene here, so they're like, I don't understand why you're still there. But I don't know how to drive in Buffalo. Is my main issue with Buffalo.
Nobody
right.
does.
And I already can't drive anyway. Like, I hate driving, but it's only because I'm terrible at driving. I moved this. I suck at driving. I'm awful at it. So, like, I'll drive down, like, in the city and be like, wait, there's no lines on this street. Am I on a one-way street? Is this a two-way street? Like, I don't know if this is a parking lot
look
or...
at how the cars are parked. Like,
right.
It kind of...
Clayton, may I call you the maestro of comedy? Have you done Rochester?
Yes, I've performed in Rochester.
What's your sense of the Rochester scene?
They're way more polite than we are.
Yeah.
Like a pinkies out with their drinks polite,
Well,
or
I'm
just?
all pinkies out. Regardless. That's just me. I'm an aristocrat.
Well, I know in Europe they wait until the end of a show to applaud. Is it like that in Rochester?
No, it's just like the comedy scene in Rochester is just like polite.
We're all
Like-
just like a close knit. We all like are loving each other.
Yeah,
Each other.
and
Like
that's-
we're like, oh, let me help you all out.
There's also more whimsy.
More whimsy. How do you quantify that?
You just got like more character. Like there's characters. There's like more like.
Would you say conviviality?
I would love if I could say. Oh man, if that was in my dictionary. No, it's just like she said. We're tough, brash people.
Yeah. You're scary.
Yeah, some people.
You're scary
are
people.
I think it's just we're a little bit more. It's way nicer now than it was when I started. That's
Yeah.
when you- so
Really?
you're
Oh,
freaked out,
God.
yeah. Oh, when I
That's
started,
terrifying.
It was so much meaner, but
Oh God.
because it's like we didn't have as much, so as everyone's like kind of cutthroat and like everyone felt more like they were in competition, and everyone was so good when I started, and it's just like.
There's a lot of great people now too.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
great people now. It's just when I started, there were like 12 people.
Oh my God.
So now there's 40.
Hmm.
So
It's blown up.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Blown
it's
up a little
like
bit.
there's
Growing
still
pains.
a lot of good dudes, but there's just more people as opposed to being like the only people that are here are also the strongest people.
The strongest survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like they would like more people would drop off and stuff. Like so you didn't have a lot of like just people hanging out and just being here. It was like whoever is still doing it are the best in town. And it was like, yeah, I'm fucking performing in front of the best people and I want to be better. And now there's more people who just stick around sometimes and stuff. And it's not me like trying to seem like a dick.
So you're saying there are hangers on and they're weak.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Oh
a-
no.
Scum. Just like-
I'm afraid that that's me now.
I'm just
they
putting
got crushed.
you will crush them down. Let's get down to brass tacks.
Oh God.
Did you create Alter Ego Filbert Doctor off the cuff, or is he a gross overreaction of what's wrong with national stand-up acts?
Filbert came from a night at Good Bar. We filmed a sketch beforehand, and this is when Good Bar was still on Sundays, and we're all wearing costumes, and none of us really wanted to just tell jokes. And it is Filbert just came from like this idea of like a really shitty comedian that has a catchphrase, and that's their
He
thing.
just runs it into the ground.
Yeah, and it's just like he's very hacky, and I just think it's really funny to play somebody who is famous with no one knowing who he is. Like that's my favorite part. Like as much as like Filbert annoys me to play sometimes, because some people don't get it, and some people think like especially if I don't perform before I play as Filbert.
Well, it's like Tony Clifton 2.0.
Yeah, kind of like I always like that idea of that being my Tony Clifton rather than my Larry the Cable Guy,
Right.
because it means I can be separate from that rather than just being like this is the more lucrative.
You're not stuck in that
Yeah,
character.
Right.
this is the more lucrative thing that I will just give up my life and become Filbert.
Yeah, you're not stuck in that role forever.
Exactly. So I just think it's really funny, like especially because it's all this thing where I have to set up where people are in the crowd to say the catchphrase. Like I've never done that character without people having like plants. basically.
You have
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
it hinges.
it's literally because it hinges. The joke of it is like you watch someone in the crowd and they're like, I don't know who this is, but he's a big deal. And then you like they hear because you play it up. Everyone's like, fuck, he's from Atlanta. He's coming out. He's been in movies.
Been on Nick Cannon.
Yeah, exactly. You'd never seen him before, and everyone's like, this guy, like, I've never heard. Why is there such fanfare? And then you hear a crowd say his catchphrase, and you're just
catchphrase.
like, what the fuck? This dude's big. Like, how do I not know about? And then they get into it, and then you just see crowd fully invest, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna say the catchphrase now too. And it's just like, yeah.
That's crazy.
The cut was brilliant.
Oh.
I won't dissect it. Speaking of other alters, what are the backstory, motivations, and personal weaknesses of your professional wrestling personality, the Shockmaster?
Oh, the Shockmaster?
Is there a whole character profile on him?
Oh, so that's funny. The Shockmaster is not mine. The Shockmaster was this guy in WCW who he was he was this wrestler. I think his name was Earthquake, or he might have been Tugboat. The wrestlers have hilarious single word names at one point. But he was supposed to be this big deal, which I still don't understand, because it was just this fat dude wearing a glittery stormtrooper helmet and cowboy boots. And he comes out, and his claim to fame is just like, it was this big setup. They were like, he was going to be huge, Ric Flair, and everybody was super excited about him. He was going to fight with Sting and all these.
And this was
guys.
Back when WCW was separate from WWF.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This is like
80s, right?
Yeah, 88 or something like that. And he comes out and he's like, and Sting's like, he's gonna shock the world because he's the Shockmaster. And you hear all this like hoopla, and he breaks through a wall, and there's an explosion, and he trips over a thing on the wall. So you just see this man fly through the wall, fall on the ground, helmet falls off. He's
Done.
scrambling to pick it up, puts it on, and then still has to pretend like this is serious. And then everyone else is playing up with it being serious. Because like there's
Was that the end?
No, because like he was supposed to do, and then they just made his gimmick that he was clumsy after that. Just like, oh, he's just a goof. But it's so funny that they set this up, and I still don't understand how this was supposed to be cool. Like that's my logic. Like you see this man, you're like, I can't believe you thought that was going to be the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. They're just like, no, I'm telling you right now. Fat dude, glitter storm helmet. I'm telling you, that's the coolest thing anybody's ever seen. And it's like, that's why WCW's not around.
That's the one inciting moment.
Oh, it's many. It's just like, that was the one that I feel like it speaks volumes to how they thought about stuff.
Becca, if you had one alter personality that you hung your hat on, which would it be? Would it be Harley?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be Harley, because I normally do events up in Buffalo as Harley, so whenever I do that, my whole entire drive there is just me listening and playing the voice and speaking with it over and over and over and over again until I have it down exactly like the animated version of her.
Like
and
the strong version?
Yeah.
The animated series
Yeah.
one?
The animated series, yeah.
I hear it.
I have to practice it first. I might be able to do it later, but it's like the high Brooklyn squeaky. But that I've always identified with her as like a little girl because she is crazy, certifiably insane. There's many things wrong with her. She is not a role model for relationships. Nothing like that. Absolutely not. But like she just loves love, and she wants to make everybody like happy in some way, and it's just I love doing that around little kids because it's fun. It's so much fun being
Where are you going with that? Did I miss something?
I love it because it's talking about a psychopathic murderer. Like,
Who's like, I love being
for kids.
For small children.
This crazy half-dressed monster killer.
Yeah, right?
It's insane.
That was at a time, though, where there weren't that many strong female characters in comics.
Right.
I think she's awesome.
Yeah, no, she's a great character. Over the years has become more and more sexualized, but of course she's a comic book character, so.
You think they're going to ruin the standalone film?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Everyone says yes?
They have not.
No, I'm really scared.
DC hasn't made a
Good film. Yeah, no, they have not.
I've learned to love the last two, but we won't.
Yeah,
I had a painful realization yesterday, too, digging into the what and the who of Clayton Williams.
Yeah.
I've always been very prejudiced against wrestling fans. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm a comic geek, so that's a gigantic glass house. I really can't be throwing stones at wrestling fans.
Comic books and
wrestling
also,
go hand in hand.
A lot of people don't like wrestling or like want to say. So wrestling is kind of popular with younger comics, like around my age now. There are a lot of people who want to like shit on wrestling fans. I get it, but at the same time, wrestling and comedy are so close together because you're
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a personality. There's an
personality.
on-stage personality.
Right.
You're two like you're both. You have a finite amount of time to establish a story on stage. Where like a wrestler, I have maybe like 5 minutes to tell you that he's a good guy, I'm a bad guy. You're supposed to like him and not like me, and you're supposed to root for this guy. I'm supposed to sell this whole situation. And then the same with comedy. Like I have 5-10 minutes to establish who I am, and you have to get into my personality and like my.
And you have to like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You also
Everybody
need
in
to
the
know I'm a
room's
bad
gotta
guy.
like
Yeah, I'm also the bad guy, but you love
Like
it.
Exactly.
I will tell you, too, that I went to WWF in the late 80s, in the 5th grade. I'm ashamed to say this. I swear to God, I took the Junkyard Dog's gum from the stage and put it in a plastic baggie and took it home as a keepsake.
All right.
That's,
Yep.
I thought you were gonna
Just,
say like you put it in your mouth or something like that. I was like,
No,
that's
that
a little.
would have been no good.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
childhood. I remember going to a monster truck show and taking home mud that fling like.
Did you put it in a plastic bag?
Oh no! I just.
You just
sucked under. It was just like no, it was just like I put it in like the soda cup I had. It was just a big chunk of mud and just like. Yeah, like
Nice.
Like who's gonna fucking
What are you gonna-
know?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
you're like,
This certain mud is
yeah,
from.
he's like, not, like you don't understand. This is mud in a Pepsi cup. It's from Truckosaurus. Like Gravedigger slung this at me.
Now here is a follow-up scripted question to the wrestling. which is better than milk? Fuck. This is why I can't do stand-up. Me too. Which is better with milk? Bootios or Flutie Flakes? And are both of them better when Rex Ryan's not at the breakfast table?
Holy
See?
shit.
We went topical there.
We did. I'm gonna go Bootios.
Okay.
Like Flutie Flakes. If I remember, they were just like Frosted Flakes, kind of, and it's like Frosted Flakes, kind of sad. Like they die immediately with what they have.
They
to
wilt.
make milk. Yeah, exactly.
They
It's
wither.
It's just sad paper and milk, and then like Bootios, which I usually eat a lot of old man cereal and stuff.
Like Mucilix?
No. I say like Honey Bunches of Oats is like where like it's just like when you become a certain age, you're like, I don't want candy as a cereal.
I want something that makes me regular, correct?
Yeah, like I'm eating life.
You're not even 30, for Christ's sake. I know what you are. You're making responsible life to, what are you, 27, 29?
I'm 28, yeah. But I'm like an old man with a lot of stuff I enjoy. But Bootios was like the first time I had Lucky Charms since we had Twin Towers. Like it's been
Wow.
yeah. So I don't. It's basically Lucky Charms, and I haven't eaten them since 2000, and just because I'm not about it really.
Brand-based fiber
Yeah.
cereals.
Oh man, stuff to make you regular, make you happy.
I had a cinnamon bun the size of a catcher's mitt for breakfast today.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
Becca, breakfast?
Becca, breakfast? Didn't have it. I'm sorry. No, I don't really like eating a lot for breakfast. I'm not like a big breakfast person. Especially everyone's like, have a pancake. I'm like, I don't want something like cake. I don't want anything cakey or thick or bread or
Brunch?
I
You roll
don't-
with the brunch?
Yeah, I like brunch because by that point I'm like, okay, I've got a few hours that I've gotten up, and now I'm like, my digestive system might be ready for like a cake. Maybe, but I don't know. It's weird.
This
I
question,
don't like cake in the morning.
I like something sweet, but
Chocolate cake, maybe, but
I had candied bacon because my friend who
oh man, that's everywhere I want to be.
What is that?
Candied?
it's like maple glazed bacon
Oh.
cooked in and
Oh,
stuff.
no.
And like she made it for me.
Can you explain it more slowly, please?
yeah, is this
Yeah.
one of
So first they drizzle. like I was like my friend who I was editing for. Like she cooks a lot, and it's like really good stuff, but it's not good for you because I can't live that life. Like it's crazy,
Right.
but it was delicious. Like candied bacon.
God.
I'm like, oh, coffee and candied bacon. It makes up for me being up this early to edit videos.
And this leads to Vegetarian January. You're going to
Yeah.
close out December like,
Yes, this leads to like. See, this is why I need to do this. I'm eating the sugar version of meats.
Candied bacon.
Exactly. Like that's when we start getting crazy. Well, you need honey on this. Like,
Yeah.
Becca, I have this question is for you.
Okay.
How was performing in Evil Dead the musical a lot more fun than, say, Hamlet or Tea and Sympathy?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was amazing. I played Annie, the professor's daughter. Yeah, you were like, yeah, I don't. You don't have to explain it to me. But it was a lot of fun. Her role in the musical is a lot more sexualized than her role in like the movie. Because in the movie, she's like, "Yes, I'm the girl who knows what's going on. Let me figure it all out for you." In the musical, it was like a sight gag almost, where my costume, they had to like, I only had one costume because everybody else could get blood all over them. I could not. I was not allowed, which was disappointing. But the whole time, because I had to like periodically rip pieces of my clothing off. I was that girl in the horror movie. That's when they turned my character into. So during the middle of a scene, like Ash would be yelling at me and be like, "Oh my God, you jerk! And now you ripped my shirt sleeve," and then I just throw it behind me, and like the whole entire time it was that happening until I was like in like a small little jacket over my bra and like a tiny skirt with my underwear and like thigh highs, and it was just like, oh, now I'm naked. Hello, grandmother who came to this musical. How are you?
I want to see the like the metal ass grandma Evil Dead the musical.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. The blood was fun. Getting to know everybody like in that area, because Patchwork Theater, small theater, wonderful people.
In
Love
Niagara
them.
Falls.
Yes. In an abandoned school.
Nice.
Yeah.
A haunted school?
You know, yeah. No, actually, they do like haunted tours there.
Oh,
Yeah.
hate them.
It was crazy. The first time I went into the school, it was all dark, and they forgot to tell me that they didn't actually need me that day, and they canceled rehearsal and everything like that. I'm like, this is a test because it's a horror movie musical. Not really, but sort of a horror movie musical. So am I supposed to walk around with my flashlight on my phone this whole time? And then I ended up in like this creepy gym. It was the worst. It was like really scary. And then I texted them, and they're like, "Oh no, we're not doing anything today." I'm like, I just wandered around this haunted school by myself. Cool. Great. Thanks, guys.
That's and Clayton, did you do anything like that at the School for the Performing Arts?
It was scary sometimes in the basement area.
Taking off articles of clothing, perhaps?
Oh, I've taken off clothes in the performing arts. Sometimes like performing arts was just weird. It was just like a weird place that made some weird decisions. It was cool.
Different times.
Yeah, it was different time. It was 10 years ago. So like we were different. We were free love.
That explains it. We actually have to go rapid fire. I thought I wouldn't have enough material. We have 6 minutes.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Maestro of comedy,
Thank you.
can you confirm the production of a live-action Helium Brothers motion picture starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo? And are the rumors true that Jesse Winterhalter will be playing Bowser? It's a lot there.
Legally,
Yes.
I don't know if I can talk about it.
You signed a non-disclosure?
Yeah, I mean, let's just say it's coming, guys.
Clown College, what's the process there? Drawings first, stories second, or the other way around? And when will you release a collected coffee table edition with signed lithographs?
Drawings before, so I draw the pictures and then I send it to the person and they make the story afterwards. So I just want to see what they come up with from just the visual.
I like it.
And I wanted to do a book after I made 100, but I haven't. I think I made 50 or what have you. That might be cool.
You can make it episodic.
I could, yeah. It would be like fun just to have like a nice large amount of things to have. So maybe just start it up again. So maybe like the first 50 and then do the next like yearbooks of it
Aw.
because it's supposed to be a
People have done
alumni.
that.
Yeah, it's like an alumni blog.
That's cute,
essentially.
yeah.
So just have it set up that way where it'd be a nice series.
Is it possible that T Swift signed up for Tumblr because of Clown College, or would you call it an absolute certainty?
Yes, she
Yes.
does a lot of stuff because of what I do. Like she started doing country music when I did.
It makes sense. It's all coming together.
Yeah, I was born before 88, 89. I'm just saying. She's been trying to follow me since the beginning.
Becca,
Yes.
please to complete the sentence. Once upon a time, I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart.
A total eclipse of the heart.
There it is.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I was just like, oh, is this a trick?
There's a trick. This one's a little tricky and topical.
Okay.
Is anyone pouring one out on the curb for George Michael at a public restroom in Britain? And if so, what fluids are they using? Anybody want to weigh in on this?
Oh
Anything Boy George gives you.
no. I feel bad, but I'm more concerned about Carrie Fisher than I am about.
It's too soon. Too
It was-
soon.
it's
Too soon
like-
to make a joke. 3
Yeah.
days, yeah.
I just David Bowie, Alan Rickman, like all of the. I'm just upset. It's just
I don't
been
get
an
how
upsetting
people, I don't
year.
get how people blame the year. Like, people get old and die. It's not, fuck you,
Right.
2016, how
But
dare
like
you.
all of these things happened, and Trump was elected, and this happened,
also the
and
majority-
that. Like,
Majority of the people who died were not of dying age.
right.
That's
I
true.
know.
That's true.
And also 2016 claimed it on a blog. It just said, I fucking killed them all.
Oh my God.
2016's a bad man.
But it's almost over.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't take anybody else in the like the last few days. It'll just be like, you're dead and you're dead and you're dead. You get a card. You get a card. You get a death certificate.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
when do you think Zach Galifianakis went from funny eccentric to unfunny pretentious?
Oh, man.
You like
I
that one?
think when he lost weight.
Yeah.
Nailed it in one. Will the Buffalo comedy scene recover from Tyrone Macklin's departure? Is it possible he's leaving so that he can build up to a triumphant comeback?
Oh, man, wouldn't that be something? I don't know. He's a spirit. He's one of the originals around, so it'd be interesting, like, if he did that, or if he just...
I hope he's not done.
Oh, I don't
know?
think he's
Yeah.
done. I just think he's just done with the mic. I get it.
Yeah.
Running a mic sucks sometimes.
You've been doing Good Bar for how many years? You've been hosting for
3 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jesus.
so majority of my comedy life has just been Good Bar.
Yeah.
It's been real pain in the nards.
Are there nights going in there where you're like, fuck, I don't want to do this?
Yes.
And then you just flip a switch?
Yeah, like sometimes you'll see it on stage. Because I try so hard to just do stuff to make me feel joy about doing it sometimes, because it's taxing, and after a while I'm like, all right, I can't be here when someone is just like, oh man, I got my cool new rape joke. I'm like,
You're like,
fun. I can't
God.
wait to get up after you and watch
And follow
these-
that.
Yeah, and watch these people's faces who just had to sit there and they're all uncomfortable, and then I have to.
You got to save it.
Yeah, and then I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, wasn't that weird? Oh, let's do this. Let's change this, and like I would love to be able to go. Oh man, wasn't he great? Next comedian is such and such, super funny. Keep it going.
can't do it. Yeah.
Some people just will fuck up a room, and sometimes
Right.
that's what
Absolutely.
fun, like sometimes fun stuff comes from that.
Yeah.
But when it's like 5 people, and you're just
No.
like, oh Jesus.
Well, like, that's why in Rochester, like, we're like, oh, yeah, we love each other. Like, everybody do stand up. As soon as somebody does, like, a rape joke or anything like that, exiled. No more. We will not talk to you anymore. You're done. You're done.
Move down here.
Yeah. Gotta go to Buffalo. No more.
Oh, that's how it
Yeah,
how it
that's
works.
how it
You have to go to
happens.
Buffalo. That's
Yep.
how it is. Holy crap, we got 30 seconds.
Oh, my goodness.
Finally, has Stephen Wright ever apologized for biting your style?
No, but we squashed that beef. We didn't want
Squashed
another East Coast, West Coast thing.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I was very nervous about it. we're cool now.
It's all worked out.
We're putting an album out together.
Anybody got plugs? Want to lay down plugs?
I don't think I do.
got 12
Superhero
seconds.
Alliance of Western New York. They're great. That's it. That's all I got.
That's it?
They're great.
Clayfighter88 on Instagram. Clayfighter1 on